Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. And you know what I'm here about. I'm here about your liberation. I'm here about your freedom. I heard on the news that tonight is the night that they're going to have the draft, NFL draft. This is the time when those guys who've come up from the cradle and they spent their entire growing up in academics and just the scholastic areas of life. Now here they are, ready to be chosen to play in the National Football League. And what does that represent? That represents talent. That represents development. That represents success, growth. And it's going to be rewarded because you are now going to have a chance to play with the Football League. Not only that, you are going to be paid, and they pay you good. That's the kind of money you want. And that's why you work so hard to get it, because with this money, it will allow you to do things that the normal people out there in society will not be able to do. You worked hard. You made sure your body was ready. You made sure your mind was ready. Now you're going to get your rewards. Well, that makes you feel really good and not so bad against those who won't be as lucky as you are. This is a thing that is really represents, I guess, societies all over the world, because we transcend on the same things, the anti-life. You know, I was thinking about ever trying to fix these problems, and only those who know how to fix them should be talking. Everybody else should go sit down. Well, they don't, and there are reasons for that we'll discuss at some other time. But what I want you to say, ladies and gentlemen, is this. One of the major problems that prevents us from being able to do the same kinds of things with our own lives, with our own choices in life that would allow us to feel as excited about life as these who are going to be drafted tonight. Well, some of the things that keep us from doing that is we focus on what? Systems. We focus on the system, just like these guys who are going to be drafted, going to be making their money. There's a system set in place that they worked. It worked for them. There are other systems, and before I move away from them, there are other guys on the team that was trying to give it their very best so that they could be there tonight. And I don't care how hard they work, they won't be there tonight. Why? Because the system does not allow everybody, it just allows the best. Okay, that we can say is the way that all of life works. And we got prejudices that prevents it from deterring away from that. For instance, one of our major problems that accounts for all the things that exist here in America, and that is racism. Racism. Now, what does race actually say? Race says that they are colors, because this is what they judge it on. And based upon a color, it reflects who and what you are in relationship to the powers that be. And the powers that be have the ability to control and manipulate and to take advantage of others. Why? That's what power does, because power will do whatever is necessary if it knows nothing else to get what it wants. And so when we come up thinking about race and moving on up, we think about what people would do again to move on up. And that means basically whatever you think, they think the opposite. Or they make you think they think what you think, and they think the opposite. Because what the end result is, it doesn't work for you. It works for some, need to be some, but it works for someone else all the time. And so what I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, racism, let me just jump ahead of myself and say something, because I don't want to take too much time. I gotta get out of here early. This morning I heard on YouTube a group of commentators, news commentators, I guess you can call them that, representing, let's just say the Republican Party. And they were disgusted because they said on Easter Joe Biden, they want to make sure you're looking at Joe Biden because Joe Biden is what they want to defeat. Made it possible that people, gay people, and people who they want to trash, I'm talking about Republicans now, Joe Biden allowed this Easter day, representing this Jesus that rose from the dead for righteousness' sake, he allowed this evil stuff to be honored, represented on that day. How despicable. Oh man, they were talking about him. All of the righteousness. All I saw was indignation. I didn't see anything come out of their mouth of righteousness. Except they're wanting me and others to believe that they are so loving. That's why they're acting this way. Because they really care about everybody, including the gay people. And I'm just saying gay because it's easier for me to say right now. That's, ladies and gentlemen. And then, as I sat there and want to puke, the channel flipped and I saw some Democrats who had heard what I had heard. And these were commentators, I guess you can say, I'd get some form of media. And they had heard this. And man, the way they came back at these Republicans, I mean, looked like if everybody had a machine gun, they could have just started. It was so much anger because to them, everything that these people were talking about didn't make any sense. That Easter changes from day to day. This event that they were trying to condemn was nothing but a farce. You know, like the opposite of the truth, just a lie, just to make you think that they are smarter, or just to deceive you. Because they know you'll follow anything. And they just want to make it look good so you can come on over there. And so, as I stood there and I'm thinking, both of these people, both of these different groups, both of these representatives feel that they are absolutely right. Even the ones that's lying and know that they're lying feel that they are absolutely right. And who are the ones that's absolutely lying? The other one. And I'm thinking, this right here is a product of racism. Racism. Different people. And yes, you got black and white people on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, but it's still racism. It's still racism. And the only way I can come to you and talk about the possibilities of eradicating this racism is to get you to focus not on black people, not on white people, when you start talking about who you are giving your allegiance to, your loyalty to, not on men, not on women, not on the old or the young, but on something that truly allows you to focus on them all. And the only way you can focus on them all is to focus on the invisible. Focus on what does not exist and bring it into being. Make it exist. And I call that focusing on the power that is responsible for the earth, that's responsible for all existence, including us, and now giving us the opportunity to play a major role in creation. Starting with ourselves, making sure that the pain and suffering that we have experienced through our ignorance, now we change it and we enjoy and are satisfied with life. Why? Because we have learned truth. We know that the white man is not the God. We know that Trump isn't God. We know that Biden isn't God. We know that the Democrats aren't God, Republicans aren't God. They're just a bunch of confused people just like we all are. Just as confused as we can be. Just like I saw something other also during that time, Elon Musk got interviewed by a young brother that was relieved from CNN for some old crazy reason, but he was really released nonetheless. But he did a good interview on Musk, and Musk didn't like it. And anybody who watched that video know what it's all about, and that he didn't like it. And the evidence is that he canceled the program. Canceled the program. See, that's power. Money allows that to happen. And we the people see it. And for some strange reason, most of us think we got no recourse. Nothing we can do about it. Oh, there's something that we all can do about it and all become winners. And that's to turn our focus on God. Now, a lot of things never changed. Even in this situation, our survival, we still need it. But how we provide for our survival will be different. Oh yes, we'll need a lot of the same things: food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, and all of that. We'll still need it. But we don't have to lie, cheat, and steal to get it. We can be peaceful, prosperous. Yeah, that's the way that is representative of listening to that invisible power. And for all of those of you who just want to survive, I was talking about the athletes a moment ago, and at the same time I was thinking about the people who get caught up in stuff, thinking about rappers. Man, you hear some crazy stuff about rappers. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat it. Talking about comedians. That make us laugh. I hear some crazy stuff about that too. Singers, dancers, people who are interested in the arts. People who want to get into these things because it's about money. It looks good. Allows you to do certain things that money allows you to do. And when you do that in the system where we live at, these people who control the money manipulates you. They got you doing everything. They got, I can't even repeat that stuff that just came through my mind that people will do for money. And people who got money will use you to do all of those things. And it allows you to just hate others because now you're doing some despicable stuff. Other folks don't like it, but you know you got to do it. Nobody's doing anything to help you to not do it. And everybody's just at odds with one another, and you're ready to pick up guns like these people I told you about, these media sources this morning. But you accomplish nothing but your destruction. Listen, every last one of you who suffer, every last one of you who suffer, I want you to know that God, the power that's invisible, that's responsible for you to be here, did not plan this for you. It allows it to happen because you have chosen to do it because you've been deceived. You've been deceived because you don't know the truth. Knowing the truth requires somebody been touched by that invisible power. See, the truth comes from out there. The truth doesn't come from in this box. This box is nothing but the expression of men. When we look at the Bible, when we look at the Quran, when we look at the Indian Bible, when we look at everybody's Bible, it's nothing but expressions of men talking about the ideas or some imagination that they have. That's all in the box. But for the kind of change that's different, you got to go outside of the box. You got to go where you haven't been. And you got to see what you haven't seen. And you got to be the evidence of what you see. You got to come back in words and in action. Creating from out there to in here, that which works for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about that. I'm not going to try to tell you what to do, but I will tell you this. There is a way that will give you peace, prosperity, freedom, happiness, and joy, and you can live your dreams. Your needs, your wants, and your desires can be met every moment of your life. And all you have to do is look out there in that great world unknown and bring stuff that you've been given. I want to say, the way it happened to me, it was revealed. This world of beauty and happiness and joy, I see it. And it's made easy by just doing the basic principles that allow it to happen. And each one is for you, just like the athletes, just like everybody want to do something but not doing it. Engage yourself in the process of creating it, causing it to happen. And every institution that is required to aid you in the abilities to do and accomplish what you're out to do are there for your usage, there for your benefit. God is wonderful. Not the Republicans, not the Democrats, not white folks, not black folks, not Trump or Biden or me. It's God. Thank you.